I'm Amy from Doodlebug Designs. Today I'm going to be showing you a craft project that I've been working on. I have this peat pot. You can get these in the gardening sections or at a nursery, and they are made to be able to just plant these directly in the ground and the pot will dissolve after you've planted it. But I thought it would be fun to make a little baby chick display in the peat pot. I'm going to put a label on the peat pot, so I want to measure the peat pot. I don't want it to be up here on this part, so between here and here, I would say I want the label to be about 2 1/4 inches tall. And I'm going to paint the peat pot. I just want to do a dry brush, and I've got just a natural creamish color here. Basically trying to just put like a whitewash over the top of it, so I don't want a lot of paint. I'm going to dab some off before I start painting. I'm going to make a little chick out of a pom-pom. I have these pom-pom makers. If you don't have pom-pom makers, you can easily make pom-poms out of pieces of cardboard. There are directions online for how to do that. The kit has several different sizes. This yellow one makes a 2-inch pom-pom, and I think a 2-inch pom-pom would be just about right. So if you're using this kind, there's 2 different sets. So these 2 match and these 2 are the same. So you put one of each style together and then those together, and then you wrap the yarn around these. So I have this vintage nice baby chick color. It's a 100% wool. So this is what I'm going to use to make my baby chicks. Just wrap the yarn around the pom-pom maker. The thicker you wrap the yarn, the fluffier the pom-pom will be. This yarn is vintage and tends to break a little bit, but when you are doing the pom-poms, you'll end up cutting right along here anyway, so it's not going to matter if it is multiple pieces. So this is a great use for this older yarn. It wouldn't be good for crocheting or knitting or weaving because it's too fragile. Now I'm going to slide the 2 pieces together. And then cut along this opening here. Then I will take a piece of thin crochet yarn and slide it in the groove here. And I'm going to do a double knot. I want to hold it tight and then get that second knot in there. And then I like to flip it over and go ahead and double knot on the other side also. And I'm going to make a second pom-pom. This makes a 1 3/4 inch pom-pom, and that will be the head. This is the body of the little chick. So I'm going to take the strings from this smaller one and use those to tie it to the bigger one. And I'm going to make a little beak with a small piece of gold wool. I want to use beads for the eyes, but there's just not a lot of surface area to glue there, so I'm going to put a string the same yarn through and tie a knot, and then cut it off about the same length as the chick's little fluffies, and then I will have this whole area here to glue with instead of just the bead. I have this chicken sign, little chick poster, available in my Etsy printable shop. I'll put a link in the description below, and I'm going to use it on the front of my peat pot. So I'm not sure yet whether it will look better to use the ink saver version or the regular version, so I'm just going to print them both. I brought them into my word processor. I'm on a Mac, so it's Pages, and I'm going to shrink them both so their height is 2 1/4 inches. This will be easy to print both of these on the same page since they're so small, so I'm going to go ahead and print both just so I can cut them both out and see which coloring looks best on my little chick pot. I'm going to print it. When I print posters, I do like to do the better quality on the print dialog box. The paint is dry on my peat pot now. I've got my labels. I don't want to cut. It would give a very crisp edge. I want more of a feathered edge look to them. I believe I like this one better. I'm going to grunge up the edges a little bit with my ink pad. Then I'm going to put some Mod Podge over on the back of the label. I want a handle on my bucket. I've got some pre-twisted rusty wire I'm going to use. Put that in there to see about how tall I want it. Something about like that. I'm going to poke it through and then fold the edge over so it will stay in. I poked through on this side, it tore, so I'm going to use a little bit of glue and try to rub that back together. Then try again. There. I've got a little bit of astragalus. I don't need much because the chick fills most of the basket here, but I do want a little bit sticking up around the chick. I feel like it's just a little bit blah here on the sign. This would have been better to have done this before I glued it on, but I'm going to take a watercolor pencil and I'm going to color in just the chick. Now, if you didn't have the watercolor pencils, you could just use some colored pencils, but the watercolor pencils, after you color it on, you can take a paintbrush, a little bit of water, and paint over the area, and that will make it look as if it was watercolor painted. A little bit easier to control than just some watercolor paints. Then I've got this pink checked fabric. I'm going to tear a piece of it. And then tie it on to the handle here. I hope you found that helpful. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe below. I'll see you next time. Bye.